welcome back. Today we're tackling a topic that hits all of us, how to save money. This is especially important for working professional like me living in a very expensive city. We all experience how everything is going up in price. And with a salary that's barely there to cover inflation, here are some tips and tricks I want to share with you to stretch your dollar. So first, rethink your breakfast and lunch. Are you a person who is accustomed to buying breakfast and lunch at work and you do that maybe out of convenience, or you simply want to mingle with your coworkers and think you need to tag along for all the lunch runs? Let me break it down for you to show you how much money you can save if you choose to make these two meals at home. So take downtown Boston as an example. An average budget-friendly breakfast costs about $7.50. So this is budget-friendly. This is not even um, average breakfast. This is like on the low end. And lunch is about $15. If you make your own meal, the total cost is average about $10. So you save around $12.50 for each workday. Assuming that you're in the office 4 times a week, this totals up to $2,600 for the entire year. If you invest your money annually into an index fund, let's say S&P 500, where you don't even have to actively manage, for 5 years, it will grow to $15,000. And in 10 years, it would be $36,000. And this is based on moderate return. This is not the highest return. This is a very conservative estimate of the index fund. So this can also extend to other discretionary expenses such as coffee, vending machine, bottled water and drinks, and after work happy hour that's not paid by your employer. Plus, when you make your own meals, you can choose to use the best ingredients that you can afford, and you can control the portion much more easily. So the second tip I give to you is to find a grocery store that is budget friendly. As we just discussed how we can save money by making our own food, you need to find a grocery store that is somewhat discounted. My family has been going to Aldi for the past 5 years, and we absolutely love it. We're a family of three, father, mother, and a 5-year-old child. And our weekly bill is around $100. And this is incredibly low amount for a high cost city like Boston. We live we live pretty close to Boston. It's not downtown, but it's close enough to be very expensive. The reason that Aldi is cheap is because it operates on a no-frill, low overhead business model. It keeps fewer employees, so many of them would take on multiple roles. So they can be working as a cashier at one point, stocking the shelves at other time. They may be working as a cleaner at the end of their shift. So shoppers do have to bring their own grocery bags and do the bagging on their own. So I can see this can be a nuisance for some people, but once you get used to it, it's not a bad idea at all. You just have to remember to bring your own bags. They do sell disposable bags and reusable bags as well, but it does cost a little bit more. Over 90% of all these products are their own brands. So like any other grocery store, there's the national brands and there's the store brand. And because of that, Aldi is able to get away from paying the marketing costs to national brands. And at the same time, they have more control over the supply chain. So try to find an Aldi near you if you have one. If you don't, look for a store that operates with a similar concept. The third tip I have for you is to control your impulse shopping. Studies show that average Americans spend about 5,400 per year on impulse purchases. You may say, I don't spend nearly as much. I will say, good for you. You're one smart person. It's unfortunate that consumerism pushes people to buy more than they need by leveraging social pressure, emotional triggers, and identity building. Can you think of your latest purchase you made that is not truly what you need, but to keep up with the Joneses? Consumer culture encourages people to define themselves through possession. You're no longer you, but you're defined by the product you own. We as consumers need to be able to see through this misconception and make sure we don't fall into that trap. Before you make a purchase, ask yourself some questions. The first question I would recommend asking yourself is, do I need this now? If it is not an urgent need, delay the purchase for at least a few days. Most of the time, you will lose interest. The second question is, does this purchase meet the needs until it breaks? Or will you need to buy more to maintain the same level of joy? I know this is going to be very difficult because it's personal. Think about time you need to buy a video game, a clothing or handbag, personal travel or concerts. Businesses have studied us long enough to know how to make us want more. It's like doing drugs. The only difference is drugs are highly regulated, whereas this kind of manipulative marketing strategy is not. It is very dangerous. So we need to be able to identify those moments where knowing that getting this item is not going to stop you from getting more, it's time to stop. So a third question that you should ask yourself is, can I store this easily? If storage is a problem, the item will add clutter rather than value. So clutter can cause a series of issues, both physically and mentally. The last question, but not the least, is, does this fit my budget? Try to keep your wants to lower than 25% of your total expense. So I want to show you how I track my personal expenses. I own a Chase credit card, and that's the card that I use to make most of my purchases. They have a very helpful function called See Spending Summary. So if you click on this icon, there is a pie chart here. The pink arch is the personal shopping. So for November 2025, you can see I have the personal shopping is more than 50%. This is because I recently acquired new laptop and it's needed. It's an essential expense that I use for shooting videos and also my personal work. So I understand what's that coming from. If I switch to the whole year, you can see that the pink portion goes way down, not even a sixth of the circle. However, you do want to pay attention to this travel as well. This is the darker pink. So in 2025, I made a trip. The whole family made a trip to China and Japan. So that explains why there's so much spending for travel. Um, so as long as you understand where those expenses come from, it's fine. Even though it's not ideal that it's more than 25%, but you do want to dive into the root cause of why it went over. So next year you can make better choices. So here's the big takeaway. Saving money isn't about cutting out every joy in your life. It's about making smarter choices every day. Brew your coffee at home, pack your lunch, cancel any unused subscriptions, and pause before any impulse buys. Small changes add up fast. Before you know it, you'll have the extra cash for the things that truly matters to you. Remember, control your money, don't let it control you. Thanks for watching. Until next time, bye.